APC. When are they suffer? Are they suffer since? You tell me yesterday say they come. I don't see how many. APC that can't finish now they come out. They leave bank.
No response.
Make it there for there. They say no better for them. Better for them. But that came up picking when I suffer. You know what better for them? APC that came up picking. They said they will win. They said that cannot finish. Bad them. What are the service me? Bad them. APC don't kill them. Not be small children. APC don't kill them. They just they not say they want carry them. Not them. They don't need them. APC motor. They say no more picking. Now they go to do medicine. What they go to do? What they go to win? APC. APC.
Destroy the life of five young men. Five young men. Can you imagine? Five young boys. Now you destroy the life of 5 young boys. APC moto. Now the life of five young men. Can you imagine?
Quite painful, right? Very painful. Knowing that one of those the guys that were involved in this left the house of someone that I know personally, right? So I had tried to have ignored this video because I'm not the person to make a video out of people's pains and death, and especially that it now reflects political I had a political undertone, so I just left it. But then when I began to hear other details, including the fact that first the campaign vehicle of the APC had hit these guys and left them with no chance to have survived by running away. If you had hit the guys and then you had stayed back to mobilize support to ensure that these guys were given some form of opportunity to leave, it would have been better. Then two, it became more worrisome upon confirmation that the APC guys were trying to suppress the news from getting out. You cannot. That was barbaric, and that was why at the point I said, okay, maybe it's time to talk about it, because the uninterestedness in the death of Nigerians that has continually happened in this country under the watch of the APC administrations, so to speak, seems to be something that it is not. Do you know when you publicize death these days? The other time I made a video and said 80 people die. Somebody said people they die since. That's how much people they die since now. Now today, that's how much. In Goodluck Jonathan's era, I was talking to a friend this morning. I said in Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's era, APC blew out of proportion every single death, as in even death that was resultant to poliomyelitis, right? And the death, any kind of death at all, APC blew it up. It was, and that's why a few persons currently now do not like the personality of Moyele Sowore, right? It's been difficult because it was our reporters that was being used to publish that information consistently, right? And then even to Chibok guests, right? Remember all the Christmas bombing in Abuja, several deaths that has happened. It was a major news. But in this government, in Buhari's government, Buhari wasn't as devilish as Tinubu. So Buhari just ignored it. It was a total ignorance. And then, really, I'm not aware. That's what we heard all through. Not aware. Sometimes it became a practice not to even get condolence messages from the presidency. So, and then, but guess what Tinubu is doing now? Suppressing the news of death. Suppressing. That's how much. Suppressing. So when people die in this government, they suppress. And it's unfortunate that APC, you want to rescue a state from the hands of bad or maladministration, so to speak, and then you go ahead to have that unfortunate second. Anybody could have had an accident. That accident could have happened to anybody. It's okay, but at At least be human. That is the point I keep talking about this party. Wicked, evil, barbaric, inhumane attitude. Be human. You did okay, maybe because of the mob, you want to run away. But why were you trying not to suppress the deaths? As I told you now, the APC they are saying that the blowing of the matter has become politically motivated. 5 young people died. You say it's not a politically motivated news. 5. One of the boys that died in this particular incident is a twin, which quite to an extent, I know the family. Is a twin. Now, they were going for a burial ceremony. You smashed 5 people straight up. I couldn't watch the video. It was gory. And then I keep saying it, right? A party that do not think that lives matter should not have anything to do with governance administration. Because it is in this same, I'll tell you, Obaseki may not be, Obaseki may not be all that amazing as a governor. But there was a particular time where robbers were on rampage. They were virtually robbing from house to house, shop to shop, kidnapping and killing as it were. And then the police have said that they were attacked during the NSAS and then they were going to, they were not actively involved. They were protesting, so to speak. Then the man went on and then summed up some form of group now called the ESN. I have criticized the ESN on this platform. I said so much about the vigilante. I had a chance to have met with some of them. I was actually abused by some. I was oppressed at some point. I've also had my unjust encounter with these guys. But to an extent, it created some level of sanity. Sometimes I was telling my friends when we go out and we see all these guys who create long queues or no, like they will just stay on the road. But and then sometimes not do so much and ask for money and beg money. But then I said, but their presence again on the road is some form of confidence. For me, that was an entertainer back in Benin and I used to travel and do a lot of the confidence that there were particular places where you always find, for example, Country Home Junction, Ugomei Junction, a few places around Jare, Iriri, you could know that these guys are always going to be there. It just gave some level of confidence, even if these guys were not exceptionally amazing. But the fact that they were there, that's what I think a government will be concerned about. How well that at least people are, because at that time the government would have acted as if they were not aware. It doesn't bother them, right? And then I'm worried that this man wants to be governor, and then you carry around the people around you whose mindset is not value for human life. It's not value for human life. Again, the accident is accident anywhere in the world. I'm not sure there's anybody that deliberately tried to cause, even if there are some actions and inactions that may say, oh, it looks like, but you knew this was going to happen. Maybe you would have avoided it, but accident is accident. But the fact that you tried to suppress it after you ran away from the scene, it tells a lot more about the APC ideology. No value for human life. And there are people are dying every day. As I talk to you, the news of death in this country is not being suppressed with media gagging. They suppress it this time because he wants to also take glory for less records of deaths. I'm talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu now, from Fulani Esme bandits and Boko Haram. So they rather ensure that people do not pay attention to it, rather than unlike what they did with Jonathan's group. It's unfortunate that Jonathan was not a propagandist. It's unfortunate because these people are propagandists, and then they do not have answers to a lot of the questions, but they rather use their might, political might, and to suppress certain news from getting out, or like just act like this. This is barbaric, right? I don't know. Condolence to the families that lost their beloved ones. Not a good time. I really, God forbid, I should not be watching my brother's lifeless body on social media. It's terrible. And to understand that the seconds that led to the death, and there are people trying to play politics with it and say, why are they talking about it? People know they died before. I say I don't like it, soon I will say I they overdo this. Imagine this one. Why you suppress it? Why you want to intimidate them? You don't want the news to get out. Why? The idiot that will vote on you still go ahead and vote on you. So what's the essence? Even if you hear now that the governorship candidate does this and did that. The person wey not get work experience, he not get he failed WAEC at 36, he cannot communicate effectively, doesn't have capacity, people want to vote. So which crime? What the Bola Tinubu not do now? The criminals and the cultists and the tout and the that vote these people, they vote them regardless. But a lot of people that are money more. Look, we tell ourselves the truth. I'll catch you another time.